Welcome back. Today we're building a section of a stackable pumpkin and melon farm. Then we'll stack it up to 20 layers and change the random tick speed to see how many pumpkins it can produce ready for villager trading. This produces a ton of pumpkins or melons depending on how many layers you want to add. Start small and then make it massive depending on how many you need. The items we'll need for this farm are a water bucket, some solid blocks, a stair, some glass blocks, a double chest, some observers, some pistons, a dirt block, actually a few dirt blocks, bone meal, pumpkin seeds, redstone dust, and a hopper. I've laid out here on the floor just a template to show pretty much where the farm will sit. So you can count the amount of blocks here that we need. We just need to put a water stream along this side here. So we'll start off with a double chest here. And then we'll knock this middle block out here and put in a hopper. Then we need to grab some dirt and just fill this here with dirt all the way around. And then down the other side. And then we're going to put a bucket of water at the end, and that should flow right along to the hopper. Now grab a solid block and fill in these 3 blocks next to the hopper. And I put a stair here, but it's actually around the wrong way. So you want to put your stair around the opposite way to this, because otherwise it blocks the items. Now we just have to fill this in with solid blocks. And that is the base layer done. You can add a row of solid blocks along the back as well. And now we just want to add alternating pistons facing inwards. Now add some observers facing this way. And duplicate this all on the other side. Now we want to place a solid block behind the observers and then get some redstone dust and put that in the middle behind the pistons. And do that on the other side as well. Now just add some solid blocks to the front even, not the start. And you can put some glass in here, if you've got any, if you want to see what the farm's actually doing. Now we just need to plant our selected pumpkin or melon seeds, depending on what we want to grow in this farm. And I'll just turn the weather off. As you plant the seeds, you should be able to see the pistons firing if you have done the wiring correctly. And also, as you bone meal, you'll also see the pistons fire. If you want the farm to be lit up at night, you can also add some pumpkin torches just along the bottom water stream here. So just here I'd noticed that I'd actually placed the stair around the wrong way, which blocks all the items. So just make sure you have your stair placed the opposite direction. So now I'm just going to change the farm a bit so that we can stack it on top of each other. And I'm going to cheat a little bit by using World Edit to stack it all the way up, just so we can see how it works with 20 layers of the farm. Basically you need to take the top or the front block off here so that all the items can drop down the middle chute into the hopper. And then we can stack it all the way up. This farm does actually have an issue where the items do sit kind of half on the blocks, but it still does seem to produce a fair amount of items even with this bug. I was actually going to work on a version of this farm with a rail system underneath, but I couldn't actually get it working, so I just stuck with the original farm for now until I can figure out how to get rails working on it. Now this was working okay, but I had forgotten to do the front glass, so all the pumpkins were just flying out everywhere. And because the kind of random tick is set to default, they are still growing at a normal speed. So we will turn that up as well and see what it does. So here we can see the pumpkins are going a bit more crazy with the random tick changed to 100. So that is the 20 stack mega pumpkin or melon farm. Thanks for watching, hit the like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.